Hello, everybody! Welcome back
gosh.
to the Men's Couch, a show about men's mental health. I'm Alex, and I'm here joined by...
And I'm Michael Blackwell.
Woo! That feels good to say! Feels
Yeah.
good to say! Okay, yeah, guys, we are back once again with another episode of Men's Couch. And before we get back into this, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube. Do we have anything else?
Oh,
Like, in terms of-
Instagram?
I said that.
Oh,
This is a 3. Okay.
yeah.
And nothing really else new from Men's Couch lately.
The
So
Dr. Ambrosini podcast.
yes, we did. We talked about we've been hanging a lot of collaborations with other podcasts.
Yeah, so also I'm gonna get more like professionals on the podcast. I have like a long list of people to reach out to. A lot of things to look forward to from Marissa Franco. She's an author. I also have like Greg. He's a therapist. I'm excited to have him on, and also like some professors that are like interested in coming on. So I'm glad that like Men's Couch has grown to where we can have like more professionals on the podcast.
Yeah, we've had authors on in the past, but we're starting to get more of those people like that on the podcast, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys are able to tune in to that whenever those come out. But without any further ado, let's get down to business.
So we're talking about puberty.
Fun.
Our favorite.
Everyone loves talking
Everyone,
about that.
our favorite time of life.
Like, Mike, you know me. When I walk into the apartment, that's all I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Puberty. It could be when it comes to puberty. Me personally, I don't think anybody has the same experience when it comes to puberty. I think it all is different depending on the person.
Yeah.
I feel. I mean, depending on the scenario, I guess, but everyone has different experiences with it. Especially a certain awkwardness that comes with the stages of it. But Micah, what do you think?
Puberty is a quite complicated topic for me. At that time, my life was very, I would say like hectic. I would say, I just didn't feel like very stable until really I came to college. But it was just like an up and down, time period of my life. So many changes, so many rapid changes happening in like a short time frame is enough to make like anyone go into like to feel unstable. There's so many changes. For me, I struggled more so like with body image during puberty. I felt that I was too like skinny or too like I compared my body to a lot of the other boys in my class in my grade, so I didn't feel like I felt awkward. Everything like about me was just why did Siri come on, Siri, sorry. Everything about Siri recorded what I was saying.
Trying to spy on us. See how it is.
Okay, I think the government. Okay. Anyway, the government's trying to see what I'm saying. So I think that was a very awkward time for me. I felt very insecure, and I felt, but there are other things that contributed to the way I felt, like bullying and just, it just wasn't the greatest time, but I definitely learned a lot from that time period.
Yeah, I think the thing about puberty, and at least the way I looked at it when I was a kid, is like everyone's going through it. Maybe not all at the same time, but I would say sort of at the same time, because when you're in like middle school or like 8th grade, something like that, puberty hits everybody, and whether it's at the same time or different points of those certain years, everyone's kind of going through something like that, which can be a pro and a con at the same time, because sure, you're going through it together, but at the same time, you're also going through it together. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. And one of the things that I want to do and what I want to work on as a therapist with men specifically is their area of sexuality, because I feel like that is not talked about enough. Men aren't necessarily equipped enough in terms of their sexual development, and I feel like a lot of boys have questions. I had so many questions. I didn't go to my parents. I went to the good old Google, and I just Googled like anything that I felt that I had a question on. And I would say like, even though like Google took me into some like excessive rabbit holes, I
Oh,
did learn a few things, but it wasn't, looking back, it wasn't, probably wasn't the best. I would say it's because, my parents probably didn't necessarily feel comfortable talking about it with me or like equipping me in that sense. But that's because our idea around sexual development, we don't like really talk about it. It's not like a necessarily like a household topic or like a
understand.
dinner
Yeah.
table topic. It's just more
Right.
of like, maybe he'll figure it out type thing. And or it's mostly like we learn from our peers what our sex, what our sexuality is, what like how things are. I think that's what we tend to learn from. Yeah, I have more to talk about, but yeah, what do you
No,
say?
like exactly.
Yeah.
Um, that's a big part of it. I would say the
Mm-hmm.
sexuality thing. Um, because I feel like that's kind of when curiosity starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get those feelings.
Yeah, and like you become curious about like the changes you have. Um, a huge thing for boys is their penis. They're like so curious about it, and me and my friends, like, I didn't necessarily like talk about it too much. Is that most of the time, like in middle school, that would be like the subject of conversation. Is is the penis? They would like draw pictures of it. I had a weird group of friends. I had a weird
I mean, so do I.
peer group.
Shout out
Uh,
to my high school buddies.
I like had a weird peer group in middle school, but it was just like we would talk about that, and um, they would like make jokes about it, and I just felt like uncomfortable by it. Like they would uh, just do anything like centered around that
Yeah.
topic, around sex, around like what girl do you like, or like how big is your penis? That was a huge thing. It's like,
I never got that,
yeah,
to
me
be honest.
neither.
Like I know, like when people at first said that, like people like measured that stuff. It's like I
I
thought
think
that
people would go in
I
the
thought they were,
bathroom.
yeah, like I thought they were joking about it because I never did that, and I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird. I mean, I get that you're curious, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. It just
I also don't
thought it was
think
kind of
like,
strange.
I think it's, I don't know if it's like scientific, but like I don't think anyone has based our like idea is that like the bigger your penis has, the more confident you are. Nobody has a big a big like penis. That's not real. That's not how God made us. And everyone has a different penis, but no one's just like necessarily like larger. I don't know if that's scientific. Don't quote me
I
on
don't know
that,
how that
but
works. I don't know either, but
I think yeah, a lot of us are just like, we're very curious, and that curiosity is normal. Um, but I think there are a lot of times where we become so unhinged with it, with our friends especially, that that's all we talked about. And um, a big thing in puberty is um, like the topic of pornography that like was huge in middle school and high school. My friends, sorry, I forgot my questions. My friends would encourage me to engage in it, and
hmm,
sorry, I have like questions and I
you
can't
got this.
remember that. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, my friends would encourage me to engage in it, and I kind of like, I would like admit that I did to like certain degrees, but like I knew it was just not healthy, and I just um because it was like highly accessible through them. I just felt that that was like the cool thing to do. But I think as now that we've gotten older, we've like realized that was just like our immaturity and our curiosity coming together, and then that through that like kind of not being necessarily equipped to handle those feelings, we kind of like acted out in different ways. And I'll get to my question after you're finished.
Um, Yeah, definitely in different ways.
Yeah.
um, for sure. Um, I think like stuff like masturbation is kind of like the
Yeah.
first thing that comes to mind. Um, yeah, which
Yeah. So my thing on that is like, first of all, I did a lot when I was like, I started doing it when I was 14, I think. Yeah, 14. I remember like the day. But I started doing it when I was 14. My conviction is that it can be an healthy outlet. I don't believe in pornography, so I don't believe in that aspect of it, but I think it is healthy to a degree, but that it's not like that it doesn't become like an idol to a sense like that's like or an addiction. So that's like what I believe. Um yeah, at the time like my friends would joke about it. They would call it like, "Oh, you're jerking off, you're jacking off." Like,
hmm yeah.
it's just like they would joke about it, but like, and then it was more of like a joke. And looking back on it, I think I have a sense of, I guess I would say like compassion for my younger self and like my friends because we kind of really didn't always know what we were doing. We just like did anything that like flew through our minds because you're like 14. But
Yeah.
I think I think it's important to know that first of all, I feel like we joked about it because we had so much shame and awkwardness around the topic. We have so much shame and awkwardness around puberty and our development. We feel like we're the only one with these feelings that we joke about it instead of like saying like having like safe conversations, which you're not having safe conversations at the age of 14. You're like,
No,
yeah,
no,
you're not having those.
no.
So
At that age, no.
yeah,
Everyone's all like trying to figure stuff out,
yeah.
and by asking questions and looking through that lens.
Um, one of my questions is, how did puberty affect your confidence or sense of identity?
Well, that's tough. I mean, like, I think one of the biggest things is my voice. That
Your
went
voice.
like the change, the voice change.
How did your voice change?
Well, like, I mean,
Kermit the Frog.
even still to this,
Kermit the Frog. Sorry, I joke with you.
yeah, even to this day, like it can get very high when I'm excited.
It does.
Yeah, yes, you know it. Um, but then when I catch it, I make it go low.
Yeah, I
I make it go
think.
low like this.
Okay, so I think men that have a like higher voice are perceived as gay. Like
Yeah,
for me, like I don't know if I have a high voice. I don't know. Like I don't really. People say I have like a therapist voice, like a soft voice.
you do. I mean, you do.
So like I don't
You
have.
do have. I think you have the same thing. Where your voice it gets a little
Oh
higher
yeah,
when
it
you're excited or
does.
something, and then but normal
I
voice
think
you.
I think people like sometimes will. I think even like men our age change their voice depending on who's around
Mm-hmm.
because we're like insecure about our voice or like we feel like it hasn't gone deep enough while we were in puberty, so we like change our voice, which is not like you shouldn't change your voice. Your voice is unique to you, and like there's like this myth that like if you talk a certain way that or you're like, if your voice is high, then that means you're gay or something.
Mm.
So that's just there's like that thing, and it's just um yeah, I think that's why like people associate like a deep voice with like masculinity, which yeah, men and women do have differences in their like vocals and how they are, but like not every guy is gonna have this deep voice like Kenny or
Like,
Austria.
like this, yeah.
Yeah, not everyone has that, and everyone has unique voice. Um,
Yeah, unique voices. Yeah.
and I think I was very insecure about a lot of things. I was insecure about my weight. I was insecure about well, I was insecure about like because I started having acne around eighth or ninth grade.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I was insecure about that. Um, I was like insecure about a lot of stuff, but I think everyone is, and
Exactly.
everyone is like has this heightened self-conscious awareness about themselves that they don't feel confident in their bodies. They don't feel like confident in who they are, So there's like so many things that we do to try to fill in those gaps. Sometimes we'll like change ourselves. Sometimes we're like, I feel like for me, I more like hid myself from people. Like I didn't talk to a lot of people. I was very very socially awkward. Like my friend Devin will tell you, I was like the most socially awkward person that he knew in high school and middle school. I was very socially awkward. I didn't like to talk to a lot of people. I was very like, um, I was very just not like interested in that because like I just felt weird in my own skin, and I feel like if you feel insecure in your own skin, you're not gonna feel confident in talking to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, exactly.
yeah,
Um, like you said, I think even subconsciously, people change who they are, depending on who they're around.
yeah,
Um, like even I sometimes have done that, even if I don't mean to.
mm-hmm.
Um, oh, there's something else I was gonna say. ASMR. It's so I've been yeah, I like that's something I've always kind of had. So like I kind of change my personality depending on who I'm with.
Yeah,
But I've been trying to avoid that for the past couple years, and I think I've been getting better at that, especially recently.
mm-hmm.
And also I did mention this earlier, and you kind of alluded to it a bit. Um, everyone's going through that awkward phase. Everyone has for their life, and like I feel like people need to remember that hey, I'm going through this, but I'm not the only one on Earth going through this,
Yeah,
or even around you. Like there's so many people around you who also have the same issue.
yeah. What so another thing is dealing with emotions during puberty. What emotions were the hardest to deal with during puberty?
I'm just trying to think of back to my like those days,
I
but
know,
like
like me too. Like even though it wasn't it was like what
10,
10
10,
ish years ago,
10,
like
12.
middle school.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember a whole lot. Um,
Yeah, 10 years.
I think for me, like
Yeah.
the hardest was probably like I had a lot of anxiety, um, and I just had a lot. I was very very insecure, so I think just dealing with those emotions, also like the new sexual feelings I was feeling, I was like, whoa, what is happening to my body? Like what's going on? So I felt like that heightened awareness, um, just added to the mix of it, and I just felt like whoa, what's going on? So I feel like that was the hardest to deal with, especially like with just being around certain girls. I was like, oh my gosh, like I like really like this person, like, and it would be like obsessive, like it would be like obsessive like crushes, because like in puberty you have like these hyperfixations and just like these thoughts about women, and it was just I just felt like um I felt like it was wrong to feel those things because I was like, whoa, this is wrong to feel this. Like, why am I feeling this way? But it's actually normal, and I think that piece was hard to deal with. The fact that this is like normal, and I don't need to like shame myself for it. I feel like we have so much shame about our sexual development when it comes to puberty and adolescence. So,
No, that was beautifully said too. Um, like me personally, I never masturbated.
mm-hmm.
Um, which when I tell people that they're like, no way, like you lie. Um,
Yeah.
but no, it's the truth. I just never thought of doing it or never really acted on that urge
Mm-hmm.
because I just uh, it's an icky feeling.
Well, everyone like, and again, everyone has their different
Yeah,
convictions on it about like the activity.
yeah,
I feel like you shouldn't shame someone for doing it unless it's like unless you see it becomes a problem in their life,
addiction.
like an addiction, which a lot of first of all we can do a whole podcast on like pornography, which we have not done yet. we haven't done it yet, but that's probably in the
A
works.
tease for an episode.
I personally like. I would say like I struggled with it like pornography only a little bit more so during like my early teen years when I was kind of like I just didn't know like what to watch out for when like going online and stuff. So I didn't really like I was kind of like unaware of what to watch out for. But I didn't like it was I it's not like a struggle like anymore. I wouldn't say it's a struggle. It's more of um over time like I cut certain things off like TikTok and stuff like that that let me down there. Because yeah, like I remember like did I have Instagram in high school? I probably did. I don't know. Um, but it just like over time, like I was convicted that this is not like this isn't healthy or this isn't right, and so I just cut certain things off that I knew would lead me down that path. Um, yeah, I know like definitely like I was like yeah I was like definitely had something when I was like 14 or 15. That was like the heightened like when everything starts to heighten because like you have like that slow kind of like growing awareness of like your sexual development like around 12 or 13, but like it like increases like 14, 15, then like I feel like it kind of trickles off like towards like high school.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, yeah. I also I agree to that.
Yeah. How okay, so this is another question. So, did you ever feel ashamed or confused about your sexual thoughts or desires in puberty?
Like, why am I feeling this way?
Well, I guess like whether it be towards like girls or like maybe it was just like a fleeting crush or something.
Like, if I had a crush on somebody,
Yeah, like did you feel like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I'm like obsessing about this person. I definitely felt that way for sure.
I can't think of a scenario,
Yeah,
but probably.
yeah. I like, um, yeah. I definitely had some certain instances of that, and just a feeling that way. There were like I could name particular few girls that I was kind of like very obsessed with. Like I was just like didn't know how to. I feel like I didn't know how to like control my like urges or like my crushes. So I was like
Right.
kind of like I
I've
went
had
off the
I've had crushes.
I went
Where
like
I'm like,
off the rails, and I would like it would be to a point where like I would be like not bullying per se, but like I would like pick on like a few certain girls because I was like so attracted to them that I felt like I couldn't like control it. So I feel like that was just like more of just I'm becoming a young man, and I don't at that time I didn't know how to because I felt so awkward. I didn't like know how to properly like interact with women without it being like just I'm going to pick on you or like because I have a crush on you. But that's like I feel like it's so normal and to feel that way. But I would say like to pass Micah, like 14-year-old Micah, like in a couple of years you will feel more secure in who you are. You'll feel more socially that like social security, not like social security number, like you'll feel
yeah,
more socially secure within your
there we go.
identity,
Yes.
that you feel like you can talk to people and that you can do that. But I would tell you like I didn't really feel secure in my own skin till probably like I was 18. It took like and not even that like more so recently I felt more secure in my own skin. I had a lot of problems with like identity in middle school and high school, like who am I, because I felt like very very different than a lot of boys. I was not into sports. I didn't care about sports. I went to watch musicals. I was in stage crew.
Yeah.
So like I was like that typical like nerd. Um but I wasn't necessarily like I wasn't a jock. I joke with people that I was a jock in high school and middle school. I wasn't a jock. I didn't care to be. I was very yeah, very like just reserved and just kept to myself and like very self-conscious. But um now I feel like how I've changed. I feel like I'm more secure in myself and I'm able to carry myself with a sense of confidence that I'm not relying on my peers for validation.
Hmm.
I relied so heavily on my peers for validation, and in middle school and high school. Um, during middle school, I was like bullied heavily, so I kind of it took a long time to really like develop a sense of me feeling secure in myself because I was bullied at the time, and also like um like feel I didn't feel necessarily like I meshed well with people because of my interests and passions. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has at least one passion they're kind of like afraid to say to people, or like because I feel like they'll be judged or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that too. Um Another thing with puberty, I would say is um like I had a lot of like issues with just feeling secure in my body.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like I was short for a while until I was probably like
Well,
16.
like height.
Yeah, like height wise. I was like, what else do you think I was saying?
I mean, I was clarifying.
Yeah, I was short. Never mind. But
Speaking of the,
I was very short, so I felt like insecure in that way. With just, I think I was like short until like 15 or 16. I don't remember, and that's when it started to grow. So I felt very like I wasn't like athletic, or I wasn't the same as everyone else. So I just felt that was probably like a hindrance into people liking me. So yeah, but this isn't like looking back on this. It was just it goes to show like this is like understanding your development, your history is so important because um understanding that the way you think at the time sometimes it's like only geared towards how you think and feel at the time. It's not based on reality. It's based on you're going through a lot of changes, and this isn't like the way you feel and think. It doesn't define you. Um it's just the way you feel and think at the time because of everything that's changing within you and also outside of you. It's a lot of like social changes with like people like changing friend groups and friends changing
oh yeah,
um like their identities. So it's like it's very tumultuous to a degree.
no, like yeah, like everyone's changing along with you, you know, and it's a normal thing. Um, but either people have different identities or personalities. That's normal to have when it comes to the puberty change. Because I know a bunch of people who were way different when they were like younger.
Yeah.
More likely, like they're. I know some people who were more happy, or like they showed they were more happy than, or like, or less immature when they were younger, and then they grew more older and more mature about it.
Sorry, I like looking at these questions.
How many questions do you have?
I have a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Um, so here's a big thing. I don't know like how much you were into social media, but one of the
Ugh.
questions is how did like social media or like media in general influence how you saw puberty at the time?
I would say a lot. I was an iPad kid back in the day. Um, definitely. So I watched a lot of YouTube and stuff. I know there's like some sort of study of how technology can affect puberty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Um, Something along those lines. Um, I like how it can either suppress it or it's kind of like a drug to kids. Like they can't be without it. Like
I see.
the other day, I saw like a dad and a daughter. The
Mm-hmm.
daughter was on her like iPad with like these Hello Kitty headphones,
Yeah.
and like the dad was also on his phone. Yeah, I feel like it does something.
Yeah. I feel like for me in social media, I like my um influence was like at the big things at the time were Netflix. like Stranger Things was huge at the time. But
Oh
that
yeah.
was like I feel like I grew up with Stranger Things, so that like affected how I saw like me like developing and me growing up. YouTube was a huge thing. I watched like a lot of definitely watch a lot of YouTube, especially like after school. I would like go home and watch like YouTube animation, like Odd Ones Out. Shout out to Odd Ones Out.
Oh, one's
Um,
out. Yeah.
and like Jane animations because they actually like got me through that time because
Hmm.
it was such a tumultuous time. Um, what else? So it was that. It was also I watched a lot. I think it was it Smosh? Was it Smosh? I don't know.
I mean, that is a channel.
I think it was that. It was like a like comedy thing on YouTube I would watch. Um, I would also yeah like Netflix was a huge thing. I watched a lot of Netflix. Stranger Things. What else was big at the time?
Oh
Can't think
yeah.
of off the top of my head.
The final season's coming out,
I don't know how like do you know how like old that makes me feel? Like Stranger
right?
Things like came out like during the time I was in puberty now like an
We
adult
we
and it's
kind of
like
grew up with the cast, like
yeah.
literally.
So I
Except for
think like the advent of like social media, I didn't like use social media until like Instagram until I was in high school. Like I got it in high school for like a few months and I was like this is not for me. So it was like it wasn't for me. So I think um that like feel like sometimes when it gets to social media, when I was on TikTok, I heavily compared myself to other guys that I saw on TikTok that I felt like were either more muscular or I like perceived as more attractive. So I felt that the way that I look wasn't enough, or the way that I looked, I felt sort of like I don't look like them. That means there's something wrong with me, or like a huge thing, especially like right before COVID, was like I would get like TikToks of like people hanging out with their friends because I was so awkward in high school. I didn't really like have like a huge group of friends to hang out with,
hmm
so I felt awkward in that sense. It's like oh, these people have like all their friends to hang out with on TikTok. Like what am I doing wrong? So I think that influenced my like sense of social development and awareness in a sense. Um, but overall, I would say like I wouldn't. First of all, I would not want to do puberty again. Like
Oh
you
no, I'm
could,
good.
you can ask me like you can pay me like $1 billion. I would not want to go back through that season
Never.
of life, um,
Who does really? Like,
because it was such like a tumultuous time. Like so many things were happening. Also, like for me on a personal level, that's when a lot of like my mental health issues started to develop. When I was 12, I started developing OCD symptoms with like
mm,
the frequent hand washing. Like that started with the hand washing. Then it started like with intrusive thoughts about like anything, like just like all these like weird intrusive thoughts, and like having those intrusive thoughts, especially like sexual intrusive sexual thoughts, getting the influx of that while also you're um, developing through puberty is like can be like it was heavy for me, and I remember it being so heavy. um i I think when I was 13 it was, like my parents brought up like um because like maybe other members of the family are in therapy, maybe you should try it. And because like I was 13, I didn't have like the language or awareness at the time. I didn't go to therapy, so I was just like kind of like cruising along. Just I thought there was like I knew there was something wrong with me. I just felt like there was something wrong with me. Like if that makes sense. Like I knew like there was something in my brain that was kind of off. I just felt that the thing about it was me. Like there's something wrong with me. I'm not like so for me, I would like say like, okay, I'm not like. This is when I was 12 and like 13. That was after the time I became a believer. So I felt like, there's something wrong with my relationship with God. So I would like be constantly seeking reassurance from my mom to like make sure like my relationship with God was good. It was like that OCD thing was like very crazy. So like I just started developing like a lot of mental health symptoms when I was like probably like 13 to 15. I started to develop it. I didn't really know what was going on. I would have like a lot of like mood issues, and like anger issues were a huge thing too. Um, but yeah, I just feel like that's at that time it was just so like tumultuous for me. I keep saying that, but it was a lot.
tumultuous.
Like I just, you know, I just like thank God that he came into my life at the age of 12 because my
Mhm.
goodness, I don't know what I would do like through that time. It was really it was rough, but you know what? I'm glad that I made it through that time, and I eventually got the help that I needed. So I feel like in that sense that if anything, those situations, those feelings, those moods that I went through, those seasons, that like that actually like shaped me into the person that I am today. A lot of people say that I'm like very like I have a high EQ, which is like emotional intelligence. Like I have
Mm.
a high EQ. Like my doctor said it even. So I would say like
Yeah.
if anything, those situations helped me to develop a high EQ, and um would eventually lead to the passion for me becoming wanting to be a therapist. So I think, especially like the therapy is so needed for like that age group of adolescents because you need to like you're going through a lot and you need to like kind of you need like a sort of ground of like how to navigate that. Um, and Google isn't always. I would say like to my past self like you don't need to like excessively like look at Google for the answers. You know, it's just um yeah.
No, exactly. Like, despite the fact that Google is literally like at the palm of everyone's fingertips, like all information that you need is there. Doesn't mean it's all true. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you need it. You know, sometimes you actually need to talk to a person about it. Some questions can't really be answered on Google. Some people
Yeah.
like sometimes you just need to talk to an actual person.
Another thing that I was felt awkward with is like just we talked about the penis earlier, so it was about that development and because I would because like during that time in middle school or like early high school, people would make fun of you for having like erections or like
Mm.
having getting boners. They're called, oh, you have a boner or whatever,
Ooh.
and that would like lead me to like a heightened sense of self consciousness and awkwardness because around that time that happens frequently.
Right. Even if
And
like you don't feel anything, you know, like it just
it just like it happens like frequently, and like you people might like joke about it or like for me like it felt like very like oh people are like looking at me like especially like if I was giving like a presentation or something and I was afraid of it happening like in the middle of class or like if like people like saw it so like I was very self-conscious of that but I feel like a lot of young men struggle with that because they don't see it as like this is normal um you're not like a sexual deviant. It's just like this is just a normal stage of development. And um yeah, I got like I was like subject to like the boner teasing, I would
oh
say. But that that within itself is like interesting because I feel like I don't know if like girls experience like the same teasing when it comes to like development. Although there's like I would say like with in terms of like body image, it's been said that women have it worse. But in my experience, I feel like both boys and girls have like experiences of, body image issues, issues with self esteem. I think like everybody has that issue, and I think the important thing to realize, like back then, that I need to realize is that I wasn't alone in how I felt. It was just like very common in my experience like my experience is very common to people. It's just like a lot of the times like people are not because we feel so awkward about it, like people don't like talk about it in like a healthy way.
yeah.
So people are like we either joke about it or like we make like gay jokes at the lunch table in middle
All right.
school, even though some and I'm wording like back then like some boys at the time they made those jokes because they were developing like their own sexual orientation or identity. They're developing their sorry, I got distracted. But they're developing their own sexual orientation and identity, and because you're not like comfortable at that time, um, like you're gonna make those jokes because like oh I'm not comfortable with this, so I'm like gonna blend in to make jokes, and I feel like that's like um I feel like that's why like a lot of boys do that. But I feel like too, um, that like that piece right there is so like complex for a lot of people that because there's so many like sexual feelings going on that they I guess that's like one of the ways they act out to blend in with the social group. Um, what other questions do I have? Um, what so how would you compare yourself now to how you were like during the height of puberty?
Hmm. Well, I mean, I would say I was kind of a bully during my puberty
What the
years. Yeah,
you?
me, I know. So I
Just kidding.
definitely chilled out. Like I feel like the emotions, any emotion, has like
How are you a bully? I want to go into this like your backstory,
ah
your criminal backstory.
ah. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't like terrible to anybody. It was just I just kind of was like in the middle of drama all the time. Um,
Oh, you're a drama person.
yeah, I
Stir the
guess.
pot.
Give the pot. Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone's emotions are like maxed out to
Oh
10
yeah, yeah,
during that time, whether you're angry, mad, or sad, or anything like that.
yeah.
But when you're adult, I mean, they don't dwindle. I guess like they're just like not as
I would say like
felt. Is that makes sense?
so I would say like emotions during puberty they're like very heightened. They feel out of control.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're an adult, I feel like they kind of level and balance
Yes,
out.
there we go. Yeah,
They're more like
you're
that's
more
why
chilled out.
yeah, and that's why like for me personally, I feel more like stable, more level-headed, um, like insecure than I did when I was in puberty. In puberty, like, and I still listen. Granted, I still do struggle with anger at certain instances, or sometimes I do struggle with emotional regulation. But it was like very heightened during puberty. I would like throw things. I would like storm off. Like I was kind of like kind of not insane, but like I was just like kind of I went off the rail sometimes because like I feel like I didn't really know how to control it, which is quite normal at puberty. But um, when yeah, like more so now, I'm more like regulated and able to have that emotional awareness. Then that I don't have to lash out or I don't have to go to those like lengths. But yeah, it's just um puberty. Oh my gosh, I I like kind of I guess like my first awareness of me going through it was probably sixth grade.
Okay.
Sixth grade. I know people talked about it. I think like the first awareness would be like when like boys would start talking about like their penises and everything was like about the penis.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my peer group, it was like penis this penis like it was everywhere. Like like I could not escape it for like 4 years. Like so and like I'm laughing about it now, but like it would just be like it would be everywhere, and like I think that was my first awareness of it. It was like the beginning of middle school. Then I feel like we became more mature like by high school. We're kind of like I feel like there's more of high school is more about like I'm trying to find my separate identity. I might like blend in a little bit, but I'm trying to find my separate identity. And then when you're like an adult or like in college or like an adult, then you don't really care about that stuff. And I think that's why like I didn't feel my like identity really come to fruition until I came to college more so. I don't know if you feel that way, but like for me, I felt that more so because I felt more secure and I met more people that were like me and secure
Mm-hmm.
and that um I developed more securely so here I have to go on an attachment tangent.
Here we go.
More securely attached friendships than like high school, middle school where they're kind of like um here today, gone tomorrow friendships and
I see.
um they might like betray you or like switch social groups because they're having like identity issues. So that's more like a middle school thing. But right now, like I would say like to my past self, like just just be patient in like developing friendships, because you'll meet the right people when you're older. You don't have to like that like person that rejected you in middle school. That's not like going to be the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
It might like in the moment, yes, no one wants to be rejected, but um, I think if I would say to past Micah, like stay true to your identity, stay true to your faith, and stay true to who you are, and you will see the fruit of that more when you become an adult and you have more like autonomy in your life.
I see.
Yeah. What was the most awkward thing about puberty for you?
What would be your example?
um See, that's like a hard question because I felt like everything was awkward.
Yeah,
So
same. Like this is
um
oh boy, freaking.
I think like I don't know. I think oh my gosh. I think so
Yeah.
I like this girl and I gave her a gift, and my so-called friend at the time made fun of me for doing that. So that was like very awkward for me. Like just like that like
Oh, like getting to like relationships and
so I wasn't like getting into a relationship.
right.
I was giving her a gift, and that felt very I don't know if she still has it, by the way. Like that was so long ago, but
Yeah.
I gave her a gift and I felt like so awkward in that after like my friend made fun of me, cuz like basically like my friend was kind of saying this your vulnerability, like you're being vulnerable in this, and vulnerability that was kind of seen as like a weakness to show your feelings in that way. So um I really like this girl, and it was like I'm gonna give her a gift. So
Good man. Yeah.
that they probably like saw me as like confident and felt insecure in their own merit, and so they like decided to bully me. But yeah, everything was awkward. I didn't have the right shoes back then.
You've mentioned this a couple times. Like, what
Was
do you?
it okay? So what I mean, like growing up, I don't know if you've experienced this, but like you needed to have like the right shoes to be cool, the right like Nike
I mean,
shoes, the
not
right like.
really. I never. What shoes did you used to wear?
Well,
Or the same ones you usually have?
it
Yeah,
was
that,
more
that,
like
that Nike.
more of the same, but like
It's
I
not it's
needed to have
Nike.
like
I mean,
if it wasn't Nike, if it wasn't Nike or wasn't like Air Forces or whatever, then it wasn't like deemed I wasn't deemed cool.
uh huh.
So
I mean,
they would say like,
I've heard of that
do you
being a
remember the
thing.
"What are those" meme?
Oh yeah.
That was
Oh,
very huge.
did you? Yeah. What are those?
Yeah,
I
so
would
that's
do that sometimes admittedly, but
oh, you bully.
I
But
mean,
then
I do it to everybody. But like,
so yeah, that was me back then, but I don't care. Like I felt like when I was in middle school and high school I needed to pay like $120 for shoes to like feel cool, but
no.
like I just got like a new comfortable pair of shoes for $45.
Have you ever heard of this brand called Supreme by chance?
No.
So it's very dumb. It's like this highly priced stuff where it's like a white shirt with a red box on it that says Supreme.
Oh, I think I have heard of it.
It was always super expensive,
I might have.
but it just had that stupid logo.
Yeah, I wore a lot of like
So something like that.
I wore a lot of athleisure and Nike stuff like in middle school and high school, like Just Do It stuff. I remember that was popular. I wore that just to fit in, but like when I was like later on in high school, like after my emo phase, I don't know if I'm out of my emo phase.
Maybe.
But after
But
like
it suits you.
but after that, like I was like I'm gonna just wear my own stuff. Like I don't
Yeah,
care
man.
what anyone says.
Who cares?
So yeah, I can't believe like I paid like over like $120 for shoes. Like I just got a new pair for $45. Like, and I think this is a thing for men is like I don't know, like even men like like after their teen years or whatever. It's like we tie our worth to our possessions and like what we wear and like the car we have. It's like I don't even like I collected Hot Wheels, but I never like cared about cars. I'm not a car nerd.
Yeah,
Like
that's
JD
JD's
is a
thing.
car nerd.
Has he been on the show
Toby-
yet?
No,
Oh, yeah,
Toby
you're
is
right.
a car nerd. There are some
Yes.
people that are like into cars, but I just like as long as it drives, as long as I can play my music while it drives,
Mm-hmm.
we're good.
You have a nice car though, like that.
Yeah,
What
I
is,
do have a
what
nice
is it
car.
again?
I think it's like a Hyundai.
Yeah, 2025.
Yeah,
Like that's a nice car, bro.
but like
I have
I'm not
I have
like
an old two like like 2003 Cadillac, which is still great. I love it. But
yeah, I like your car too. I love it. There's many memories in your car. Anyway, but like I'm not like flaunting it around. Like I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have a car. Like it's just like I the reason why I got the car is number one, so I could like, cause I love to travel. Like I like every weekend, like I travel somewhere to a
every
new
Friday,
location.
this man, we like, he brings me sometimes, and we like get a group together, and we just go out.
I have an exploratory adventurous spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and also, it's also like a way to bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the way that I associate my car is community. Is like I like to bring people to along with me on my adventures, and especially like me and my sister will go out to like a random location in Pittsburgh and just hang out. So I feel like I use my car for community. But anyway, that's like I was kind of going on a tangent. But if I were to look back on puberty, I would say like it is like it's formational. It's puberty is not like the end all be all. This isn't like it might feel like forever, but it's not the end all be all. Um, Adulthood is so much better. Even I feel like older adults kind of like said, yeah, like these are the best years of your life, like middle school and high school, but they were not the best years of your life. So really, like the better years will be after puberty, after like you become
Yes.
more developed and more secure in yourself, and your brain doesn't develop till I think what 25 for
Yes.
men. So like the closer you get to your 20s, I feel like it's the more stable you become, the more better regular you'll become. So if that's like my advice to like my younger self.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good way of saying it. Once you know more about yourself, I think that's when you have better years.
Yeah.
Because at puberty, you don't know what the frick you're doing. Like, kidding me?
Yeah. So
Like, sure, you don't have to deal with like rent or job or anything, but like, you still don't know a lot of stuff
yeah.
about the world and everything. You don't have your
So,
own thoughts yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those are like my final words. And
Yeah.
like even like thinking retrospectively, I think men don't have a lot of equipping when it comes to their sexual development and puberty. So we might like make decisions or like make impulsive decisions um based on like how we feel and our like heightened sexual feelings at the time. But I think like after puberty it levels off. You might carry certain things from puberty or certain mindsets, but it really levels off where you're able to become more secure in your sexual identity or orientation, that you're not like so concerned about like how other people perceive you, or like
Mm-hmm.
you're not so concerned about that stuff, so that you're able to accept yourself and that you're able to grow from there.
Dude, yeah.
This is why I'm becoming an author.
Indeed. Go check out his books when they come out. Yeah. And that's kind of my thoughts. You got any more?
I need sleep.
I need,
I need
bro.
to
I've been
sleep.
tired all day.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. The college grind, guys. The college grind. Even though I didn't really have a lot of homework today, thankfully. But I think it's a good way of ending it. Yeah. This is a great conversation. I've been meaning to talk about this for a hot minute on the show, and
Yeah.
I think we hit a lot of the bases on this. If we ever do a part 2 to this, I do think there's definitely material for a part 2,
Yeah.
especially with more people. Yeah, guys. So, yeah, thank you so much for listening to our episode of Men's Couch today. And I'm going to announce this now because I'm actually starting to get into the phases of this. Merch is coming.
They said birch.
Birch.
Birch
Merchandise
trees.
merchandise is coming soon. More details will be coming about that. Like hoodies, shirts, cups, mugs.
Dang.
We're getting more into that. So more details coming soon. Also more details about the episodes with Micah and the other some collaborations.
Yep.
And yeah, this will be a fun and exciting time for Men's Couch. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. So hopefully we'll see you guys there, and we'll see you guys next time.